don't think that there's something to the fact that they blow all these leads against the Edmonton Oilers? It's like the Oilers can be down 4 goals and they come back like it's nothing.
We got a series now. I think this thing is going to reset, Scott. I think home ice advantage is going to hold true in this series. I think I told you that last week. I'm expecting this. I picked the Kings in 7 before the series started, and it's like plus 700.
Pharrell, Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid.
It's so crazy that you get both ends of that spectrum and the narrative trying to be correct in doing so and to make a statement for engagement. You're wrong, you've been wrong, and deal with the reality of the situation.
All of the people that analyze the draft mocked one in the first round, and even could he go to the Giants at number 3 or trade up back in that round. They got Gart, they didn't get Sanders, and the fall was on at that point.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
We're going to get a bunch of upsets. We're going to get a lot of craziness. Didn't happen as well. I mean, over the last calendar year, Sam, I don't ever recall 6 or 8 months of time in sports where the books lost, but here we are.
They estimate FanDuel and DraftKings lost $185 million combined for March Madness. So estimating not just that they didn't have a profitable March Madness, but it was a huge loss for them as well.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune in to Game Time Decisions weekdays on Sports.
Hey, and welcome in. It's in-game live game day here on the grid on a terrific Tuesday evening. Scott Wetzel, Day Sharapan for the next 2 glorious hours, right up until 10 p.m. Eastern time, watching, analyzing, betting on the world of sports. Ah, yes, little doubleheader tonight in both the NBA and the NHL with postseason stuff. And we got some baseball, obviously, to get to as well. Black Clouds, 5 on the line, Dave, and a little SGP as well. So should be a good, profitable night tonight with the boys in Vegas. What's going on, my friend? How are you?
Oh, we got a home playoff game here in Vegas. This is exciting.
Yes.
There's a little bit of buzz around town. There's nothing better. Well, I would argue maybe the baseball run is pretty close, but the hockey run locally is fun. You just get 2 months of every other night. Everybody's talking, well, where are you watching the game? Who are you watching the game with, et cetera, et cetera. Tonight, you'll be watching the game with us right here on SportsGrid, or at least the lead up to tonight's game. We got Caps and Hurricanes. Now, this is a really good hockey game. Despite it being 0-0, some people don't think that's exciting. Do you like a 0-0 hockey game, Scott?
Not when I'm betting the over, no. When I'm betting the under, yeah.
Under's good.
You know?
Under's good. Yeah, I got under.
Yeah, we're on the over. We're on the over tonight.
Yeah,
you got the under? All right, good.
Yeah.
God bless you. You're more. You got more will than I can't bet an under. Not that I won't, but it's just it's just hard to bet an under, right? So I did think both teams would come out flying. So no, I don't like a under or 0-0 when I got the over. So yeah, I just wanted to ask you the two quick questions about Vegas. One, are you guys like embracing the A's as your team right now, or not really? And then two. With the tie-in with the Tom Brady with the Raiders, obviously, and his buddy relationship with the Sonora Sanders, was there any kind of buzz or talk about how the Raiders with Tom never drafted Sanders?
No. So the talk about the Raiders, will go in reverse order, is really interesting because they feel like they brought in an adult with Pete Carroll, and they think that there's going to be a little bit of a turnaround. Like, there's a lot of people that I know in the space that think the Raiders season win total is going to go over, that they're going to actually be able to have a competent offense with Geno Smith playing quarterback, get Genti back there and running the ball, keep the ball control, Bowers at tight end. It makes for a really good offense ball control wise, and the defense is supposed to be that much better. All that being said, there was no talk about who they drafted after draft day. It was done. Vegas is a here and now type city. The A's aren't even close to being here. I was just down by the Tropicana. There's nothing started yet. They're supposed to start construction in June. We'll see if that actually breaks ground. We'll get to that point. As far as the Knights, it's all about the Knights. That's it. Everywhere you go, you're starting to see the flags. You're starting to see the banners. You're starting to see everyone's wearing hats, jerseys. Like me, this is the way you go to the grocery store. This is the way you go get gas. Wear your Knights stuff. Show out. Let's go. Just like the 5 on the line. We do it every single night. Give the people, please, what they want.
All right, here we go. Get underway. Our 5 best trends for games. Well, one game is already underway, but still 5 best trends on the games for tonight. Hopefully make some shekels with the boys in Vegas. 2 and 3 last night, but that's right. Time for a little 5 on the line. All right, start with number 5, work in descending order. Yes, recap. 2 and 3 last night. We at least there weren't any big losses. So, and we kind of salvaged the night by hitting with the Mets and hitting with the over 9 Seattle and A's. So we lost with the under Florida, Toronto, lost with OKC, which lost obviously outright. And then we lost with Houston and Milwaukee, which we had a shot. Astros had the bases loaded, or Milwaukee had the bases loaded. They ended up not scoring, so we only got 6 runs out of that. So
in fairness, we said that we didn't really like that under in the Florida-Toronto game either. So that's okay.
Right.
We got winners. So put them up. Let's go.
We got winners. Still 28 games over 500 since we've been doing this. Not bad. Good. Not bad at all. So here we go. Number 5, little NBA. We got Minnesota and Golden State, the second game of the night. Some decent little under trend series, 3-1 under, depending on what line you got in the regular season in their 4 meetings. And then you got Minnesota on a nice little 8-2 under run. So a couple of under trends. Where are we going to go? Let's go under 210.5 Golden State at Minnesota. Again, not in love with that one either. I don't have a good feel for over or under in that series right now, but trends say slight nod to the under.
I like it. We saw a lot of unders in the games against the Rockets. I think we continue, and I think the T-Wolves are willing dance partners with the Warriors to play a game like that. What's next?
All right, NHL will go. Second game as well. Vegas and the Edmonton Oilers. Should be a great series, right? Vegas, one of the better home teams in the NHL, including 15-6 their last 21 at home, actually they're 15-6 their last 21 overall, 11-4 their last 15 at home. So, where are we going to go? Let's grab the Golden Knights, minus 135 versus Edmonton.
Surprised by this line? It's steamed up to this point. I like the Knights. I'm good with it. I'm dressed in my gold jersey. I don't know if they're wearing the gold jerseys tonight. I think they are. I like this, but this is not going to be easy. This is going to be one of those games that, the way Edmonton plays, they're going to make you sweat.
Yeah. Vegas 29-12 this season at home. So,
at home.
All right, baseball. Pick number 3. Don't make this stuff harder than it has to be, right? It produced a winner last night. Let's hop right back on it. Mets now 31-13 against the Arizona Diamondbacks. They just own this series. They have for the longest time. So you're getting the Mets to pick them. Where are we going to go? Let's grab the Mets minus 106 at Arizona.
I feel like sometimes as an odds maker, we're always hesitant to make the road team favored. I think by the time this game goes at 6:40 Pacific, 9:40 Eastern, oh, no, I could be wrong. I was going to say the Mets will be favored. Maybe not. The market disagrees. Gallen's 1-5 or 1-4 in his last 5 starts. The Diamondbacks don't win when he pitches. Go Mets.
Yeah. All right. Pick number 2 on our top 5 on the line countdown. Best trends of the evening. Baseball again, same thing. It hit last night. Let's go right back to it. Seattle now 12-2 over, including 8-1 their last 9. Oakland/Sacramento 10-6 over at home. So the number's a little high tonight. Over 9.5, and it might be up to 10 in some circles I saw earlier. So Over 9.5, 10, Seattle at Sacramento, the A's.
They must have got your notes before we put this out on the 5 on the line, because this is painted 10 everywhere across the markets, all over Vegas, all over, it looks like the East Coast as well, even down south in the Caribbean. This got to be over. Something's going on up in Sacramento. A lot of games go over.
Yep. All right, that leaves us with just one. The number one coup de grace, creme de la creme, best trend of the night. It is a game that is underway, but that's okay. There is no score, so the lines remain basically the same. Kansas City, 15-1 versus the White Sox. They don't lose at home, and they don't lose to the White Sox overall. So where are we going to go? The number one trend, boys. Kansas City, minus the 255 versus the White Sox. You want to lay a run and a half. All but 2 of those 15 wins have come by 2 runs or more. But for our purposes, it's the minus the 255. No score to third.
I love what you're doing here. I love this one. Just stick with it. Baseball is about repetition, especially baseball betting. Find what works, stick to it.
There we go. More coming up right here on the grid.
Enter into the magical world of McLuck.com, where even the smallest of spins can win real cash prizes. Adventure into over 1,000 of the best Vegas-style slot games. So what are you waiting for? Unlock your free welcome offer today. Join the fun where winners play and players win.
Two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching!
Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What? How do you do this once? Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
Anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the games start, so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip? Try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
And welcome back. It is in-game live game day on the grid. Scott and Dave just getting underway. So our Super 5, our 5 on the line, best trends. Just quick little recap here in descending order. Under Golden State and Minnesota. Vegas versus Edmonton in hockey. Mets laying $1.06 against the Arizona Diamondbacks. In baseball, over 10. It is 10 right now, so the trend says 10. Seattle, but that's a good sign that things are going our way. Seattle and Oakland, and then the number one trend, Kansas City minus 255 in a scoreless game right now, third inning against the Chicago White Sox, who are just hideous. And Kansas City, nice little 15-1 now, their last 16 weeks. There we go. First,
4 minutes in.
First one. Nice.
4 minutes in. Washington breaks through at home, gets the first goal. So, and I got to be honest, I mean, it's that offside, just where you said to shoot it, where you've said to shoot it a long time, shoot it on the blocker side. He shot it low, not high, but off wing, one of my favorite shots for a left-handed shot. That's perfect placement. Wrist shot. Wrist shots are coming back. This is good. Just like going the other way in baseball. Wrist shots. You don't have to hit it a slap shot every time. But Carolina has 15 shots. Washington only has 9, yet Washington now leads 1-0. First career playoff goal for Alexei Protas. I didn't even know who that guy was before that goal. Yeah. I mean, you need ancillary scoring. You need additional stuff. Right. I mean, you need the stars can be the stars when they have to be, but they don't have to be every night. That's what I love about hockey. You need the third line. You need the fourth line to get stuff. Big goal. Washington got the lead. Now watch this thing tighten up even more. They only got 9 shots through a period in 5 minutes. Did you have hockey props today, by the way? Did you have those crazy props? You did.
You know what? We got some here, but I will say I didn't do too many with this game just because I knew the game was going to be a period in, right? So what's the point? But I will tell you, doing a little research, I think it was the boys at Covers.com. Got to give credit where credit is due. Yep. They pointed out that Carolina averaged like 33 shots on goal in the games against Washington. And the goaltender, Logan Thomas's save number was 26.5. So, so saves for Logan Thomas. And I know Washington had at least 9, or Carolina had at least 9 shots in the first period. Let me see how many saves he had now. But that's
you got 15. Carolina has 15 shots, 15? So he's got 15.
Wow.
Yeah, with 15 minutes to go in the second period. So way ahead of pace for Logan Thompson, former Knights goalie. So that's good for you. It really looks like, I mean, they have twice the attack zone time. I mean, when you're watching a game, you really feel like you're in Washington's defensive zone more often than not. So them getting a lead is huge. They got to feel like they not got away with one because this game's far from over. But when you can get the lead and not have to open up and play that way, that's good.
They do a good job by FanDuel. So they do offer, I don't remember them having this in a regular season, updated saves. They got Logan Thomas now 30.5. You say he's got 15 already in a game in which they're trailing now 1-0, and you got what? 15 minutes, 16 minutes left in the second period?
Yep.
And I gave you the numbers, from the regular season. So this is not an anomaly what they're doing right now. No. Well, I like that over 30.5. Even money too. It's not even juiced. I like that.
Yeah. Well, what'd you say it was? It's close 26.5. That's pretty good if you got over that. We had that graphic there. Yeah, it's good. That 30.5. I think 30 was the number that came into my head. So I was thinking, that might be the top. We'll see. Because now you get that puck possession type thing for Washington where they keep the puck away. But home teams have dominated NHL playoffs. And home team Washington was a dog tonight before the game. You see that. The favorites are 33 and 15. Over-unders, you've been all over this. I've been telling people about the genius that is Scott Wetzel at Opposite Picks to go with these overs, 31 and 17. I mean, look at that. That's strong.
Look at the favorite overs there, right? The favorite combination for the casual bettor, 21 times it's hit out of 48 games. I mean, that's something, right? Think about the underdog. If we have that chart again, you guys can pop that up there again if you want. But, I like to do stupid things, right? We all know that. So sometimes I'll just pick a combination and just bet that every game. You know what? It's got to, in the end, it's got to come out to the odd even. But, make a couple bucks and I'll have action on every single game, right? What if you would have chose that dog and under combination? 48 games and it's only hit 6 stinking times. Oh my goodness.
That's
That's
not enough.
Wow.
I mean, at some point you probably give up, right? You probably had enough. I would think
Most.
so. Most. But you are stubborn and you stick to things. That's how, I mean, you do. Did you see that? Obviously, I was going to say, did you see the Twitter poll that we put out on the show?
Yes.
But obviously you did because you put it out. It's out right now. What's your best bet tonight of the selections below? Golden State plus 6.5, Minnesota minus 6.5, Vegas minus 135, or other, name it. Wow, what do you think wins this? Do you think what's early lead right now is Golden State? Do you think that's what wins this?
It's a good one. I think the NBA is going to win tonight. So I will go, and I think, most people would be betting Golden State, even though I love Minnesota tonight. I like Minnesota tonight. Not necessarily
Okay.
but I think Golden State ends up winning the pool. So go to SportsGrid, at SportsGrid TV, at SportsBKConsig. That's Dave's or mine, opposite picks. Find the poll, get your vote in. We'll update this a few times. But I think
I voted for Vegas. I voted for Vegas. I think Vegas is the best bet tonight.
Okay.
Yeah. They're going
That's
to
not
win.
bad.
All I got to do is win. You got to cover the spread if you vote Golden State. Can Golden State win tonight? I mean, they're getting the
That's
points,
a tough
but
spot.
can they win outright, or do you feel better about them taking the points?
I don't like Golden State tonight. They just played a
like
couple of nights ago.
Minnesota. Yeah.
Me too. I mean, they just played a couple of nights ago in Houston, Game 7, close game, and now they got to hop on a plane. I doubt they went to Golden State. I bet they were in Minnesota. That's a tough spot. That really is. All right, SGP, same game parlay coming up next.
New to social casinos? You're in for a treat. Most online casinos offer bonus cash or coins just for signing up. That's your own little participation trophy. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
Rearranging that rim. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of thoughts.
18.5 points live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Fans hate them. Like, kids go to Giant games and they're like, my father forces me to come, or my grandfather was a season ticket holder. Like, no one has fun. It's a miserable place to go.
The Giants' problem has always been, over the last several years, and it's been the reason why Barkley never really got off, is the offensive line.
Sports Rage tonight, only on SportsGrid.
If you're going to trade Durant, right, it means things are getting weird anyway. Teams are going to, before they go for Durant, they're going to go for Devin Booker. That's just the reality of it.
You get rid of Durant, or do you do the crazy one? Because you're so far out of the West, you get rid of Booker, because D-Book will bring you far more in a return.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
And welcome back. It is in-game live game day here on the grid. We got hockey, we got NBA, we got a couple baseball games. One of our favorite Patsies, Colorado, unfortunately already rained out, but still plenty of stuff to make some money on, including our SGP same-game parlay. All right, actually got a few games. It was nice tonight to pick and choose from, and I'm going to go with the Minnesota Golden State game because this would be the biggest surprise to me if Minnesota didn't win. Got a 6-legger. It's not going to pay a lot, but we'd like to go conservative, get a winner in a Monday or Tuesday, and then we could play with house money the rest of the way, right? So that's going to be the approach tonight. We'll grab Minnesota with that thinking. We'll take them just to win. Don't worry about covering the spread, even though I think they will, but still, we'll just grab them minus the 250 to win at home against Golden State. Then we use Steph Curry. Again, other days we'd probably go 25, but let's keep it conservative. 20 points. I don't know how win, lose, or draw. He doesn't get at least 20, right? Minus 430. Anthony Edwards, 25 or more. This was a big series. On Twitter, they were pointing out how he said a couple of years ago he really wants to face Golden State. He loves to beat Golden State because the Draymond's got a big mouth. So he's got to be all excited about this. He'll get 25 tonight. Rudy Gobert, 10 rebounds. He averaged 10.5 into 4 games against Golden State this year. Not bad, so I expect him to get his 10. Jimmy B, and these are really two pushers. Butler, 4 assists. He averages over 6. He's going to get that. And then Draymond Green, 4 assists. Again, I don't know why I keep on putting him in here because you always got that caveat of him getting thrown out of the game, but I don't expect him to be shooting too much. I think you'll get 4 assists. You and I can get the 4 assists, Dave, sitting at home watching on TV in the NBA.
Yeah,
so
I don't think so.
Should be a little more. It should be a bigger payday than plus 450. I know we got a couple of monster favorites in there, but it is what it is. Pays 4.5 to 1 when that hits.
Listen, what do you mean that should pay more? You got some big minuses in there. I mean, that is a whole lumber yard. I mean, you got a minus 350, you got a minus 5 something in there. You got, I mean, that's a lot of wood you're laying, but that's okay. Yeah, I think that's
true.
I think it gets there. I really do. There's not many things, every once in a while, not that I'm questioning your genius, but I ask you every single night when we do this, which one of the legs are you most concerned about? And I looked at that and look at it again, and I really don't know. Like, that looks pretty solid. Is it the Gobert one?
That probably would be the one, right?
Yeah.
Curry's getting 20. Draymond and Butler will get 4 assists. Like I said, they average over 6.5. So it would be probably the Gobert,
Okay.
8,
I
9
don't
rebounds.
think we could get 4 assists combined in an NBA game, you and I both. And I'm a good passer. I was a really good passer. But I mean, you're out of your mind. You'd think we could get on NBA assists unless they let us. You know what I mean?
No, just pass the ball. Guy takes 5 steps.
Yeah, but I mean, like, how are we going to pass the ball? These guys would cover us. I didn't even think I could get rid of the ball. Come on.
Well, you know what I mean. These guys can just pass the ball. The guy takes 3 steps for a layup, and you're getting an assist. So unless these guys ticked off the official score, they're getting 4 assists. I mean,
the assist requirement in the NBA is pretty advantageous to the player. Pretty judicious. Like, you could just pass it, and what'd you say? 3 steps, 3 dribbles, what? Like, and the guy gets it's like, hey, he passed him the ball, he gets an assist. Almost like the second assist used to be in hockey back in the day. You remember those days? Baby. That guy was on the ice. We used to watch all the games in Pittsburgh and go, how'd Mario get an assist on that? A second assist. We was just on the ice. So the producers always jump in and offer their picks something. Tonight, our Steve Matty G has done Steph Curry over 26.5.
I don't mind that.
Yeah, I like your number better, even with the juice, right? I think it might fall right around that number. I like the under in the game, so I don't know if he goes over that number. I'm worried about that one for the boys.
Because I could see them getting blown out. Right? When did they play? Today's what?
Blowout?
Tuesday? They played Sunday, right? So
Sunday
they played
night,
Sunday in Houston. Game 7, close. Relatively close game. Now they got to hop on a plane. I'm guessing they flew right to Minnesota, and then hop back on the court 2 days later. The NBA is so weird. They have 3 days in between games 1 and 2 in some series, and yet here they only got 1 day in between these 2 series. It doesn't make any sense. So I can see.
We only got 10 seconds until we get to Rob Donaldson, so that's good.
All right, Rob Donaldson coming up next.
New to social casinos? You're in for a treat. Most online casinos offer bonus cash or coins just for signing up. That's your own little participation trophy. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that ring. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of thoughts.
18.5 point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Fans hate them. Like, kids go to Giant games and they're like, my father forces me to come, or my grandfather was a season ticket holder. Like, no one has fun. It's a miserable place to go.
The Giants' problem has always been over the last several years, and it's been the reason why Barkley never really got off, is the offensive line.
Sports Rage tonight, only on SportsGrid.
If you're going to trade Durant, right, it means things are getting weird anyway. Teams are going to, before they go for Durant, they're going to go for Devin Booker. That's just the reality of it.
You get rid of Durant, or do you do the crazy one? Because you're so far out of the West, do you get rid of Booker? Because D-Book will bring you far more in a return.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live. Game Day here on the grid. Scott and Dave, hour number one. Well, we searched high and low, took us all day, but we did find someone that wanted to actually put American hard-earned money on the Miami Marlins against the Dodgers tonight. So we figured with that, we got to welcome him in as a guest, right? I mean, if you're going to do that, at least you deserve a shot here on SportsGrid in Game Live. So with that, our good buddy Rob Donaldson, UnderdogFantasy.com. Check out all his stuff. What's going on, Rob? How are you tonight?
Hey, what an intro, and you're right. And also, if the Rockies game would have played, I would have.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, that's what. There you go.
Hey, there we go. Well, hey, I love the introduction.
We'll check that out.
We'll check him out.
See, that's what happens when you bet Miami. See, that's
wow.
Well,
you bring him on, and then he cut his mic. Holy crap!
They are only down 3-2. So,
we're good.
There we go.
Are we good?
There we go.
We're good. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, hey, man, I appreciate the introduction. You know, the Marlins were one of my bets tonight, and if the Rockies game would have been played, that would have been my second bet on the night. Wow. So I was betting on all the bad teams. Wow. I also did bet on Carlos Correa to hit a home run, and he has just left the yard. So we're off to a good start here, boys.
Nice.
You got that Northern Iowa hat on, and we may have to have an explanation for why. But first order of business for me and you is Cardinals Pirates tonight. Skeens Day. Yeah. And it's only May. Right. It used to be cool. Every time Skeens pitched, I was like, oh, bet the K prop. Bet the Pirates. It's dismal. There's no hope in Pittsburgh. It's been rough. I mean, you're not going to come on here and say you had the Marlins, you had the Rockies who have been rained out, and would you have had the Pirates too? I mean, the game's in the third inning, 0-0. This is a Cardinals play, is it not?
I think it has to be. And in large part, I kind of look at Paul Skeens like the Shohei Ohtani Angels, right? You know, Shohei wasn't going 7 innings or 8 innings, per outing. He was going 5 or 6 innings per outing because he was racking up that pitch count. And then you're handing it off to the bullpen after not getting run support through those 5 or 6 innings. And that's been the story of Paul Skeens over the past 2 years now. Even with him being dominant, it really hasn't been as crazy as to say enough for the Pirates to actually win these games.
He hasn't even been getting his strikeouts either for the most part. They listed to get 6.5 tonight. He's getting 6, but it's not like Rob. He's striking out 8, 9, 10 guys like he was at many times last year. So that's another little concern I'd have with Paul Skeens. I know you like Texas coming in, and they're winning big against my beloved Red Sox 6-0. I don't know, would you hop on them again? You got like 6.5, or is that just maybe an overplay 10.5? But why'd you like Texas to start?
You know, I really like Texas because of the guy that Red Sox are starting tonight in Lucas Giolito. I mean, last year was a complete, whiff because he was hurt and he didn't pitch a single game. And in 2023 with the Indians, or the Cleveland Guardians rather, he had a really rough go of it with hard hits, giving up a lot of runs, and he's picked up kind of right where he was left off. He's one of those guys that once the sticky stuff breakdown actually came into play, he sort of fell off a cliff. And as long as he's starting games in Major League Baseball, that's the kind of guy I want to fade. The rest of the game here, I think it's probably actually going to neutralize itself out a little bit. So maybe even bet an under in this spot with it being a little bit rainy.
Somehow you really did get involved with really bad teams tonight on this list. And you found your way to Minnesota against the Orioles. A couple prop bets in there, it looks like. Now, so far, so good. What did you like in that one? Because, I mean, disappointing season so far for both of them. I think Baltimore's been more of a complete money burner, but not either one good. What did you like?
I looked at Cade Povich on the bump for Baltimore, and he's a guy that I think is going to end up in AAA sooner rather than later. I think he's only really up at the Major League level right now because of how bad all the rest of the Baltimore starters are at the moment. And when you're looking at, Byron Buxton, who I had over 1.5 total bases, he hit a double already. Carlos Correa, the same deal. I also had a home run prop on Carlos Correa. He left the yard. I had over 2.5 over the first 5 for Minnesota's team total. That hit. So it's a clean sweep of all 4 bets in that Minnesota game. And it largely came down to just Cade Povich and being on the other side of that.
Mm-hmm. How about Houston, Milwaukee? Do have the Brewers up 4-0. I know initially you liked Houston. Would you be willing to double down on the Astros, getting 3.5 or 8-1 on the money line?
I wouldn't, because my angle coming in was that Wisniewski could go, 5 innings pitched and give up 3 earned runs, kind of a league average performance, and he immediately got jumped on in the first inning. So I do feel like the Astros are a little bit of a hole. But if you do want an angle here, I would take a live team total on the Astros to go over. I don't know where exactly it's sitting, but I really do think they're going to end up putting some runs up on the board against Patrick or whoever kind of comes in from the Milwaukee bullpen. They are a little bit tapped just because they've been getting used so often recently.
2.5 it is.
So,
2.5.
Oh, 2.5. Okay.
I like it.
Late night, what's going on in Sacramento is kind of inexplicable when you look at the totals, and it's one of those situations where, as an odds maker, used to drive me crazy when you get something new and it just keeps going the same way. The games just keep going over. And tonight, I know you look at the starters and you look at the numbers and you go, okay, Emerson Hancock, Jeffrey Springs. That screams over to me. Even at 9.5, it steamed up to 10. I got a stat for you that I want to see if you would maybe be interested in. Springs has struggled in the first inning this season, allowing a Major League Baseball high 14 runs in the opening frame. Are you a yes run, no run first inning guy at all? Would you be interested in that tonight in Oakland?
Typically I like to stay away from that market, but when you are looking at the premium spots in both the A's lineup and also the Mariners lineup, you have a lot of guys who are kind of hitting the ball well all at the same time, whether it's Polanco, Julio Rodriguez is starting to turn it up. The A's, the 1 through 4 hitters are starting to really, really cook. And I do think, to your point, I could see a lot of runs really, really fast, even with Emerson Hancock kind of being a positive regression candidate in the month of May. I still think that he's a guy that goes, maybe 5 or 6 innings pitched tonight and gives up 2 or 3 earned runs. And I don't see a reason as to why that first run can't be in the first inning.
I will give you an update. It's LA Dodgers 3 and the Miami Marlins 4 at the bottom of the 6th inning. Wow.
Oh, baby.
I know you took them
like
plus.
Yeah,
you took them plus 1.5. Did you put a little nibble on the Marlins on the money line or no?
No, and that was only through the first 5 innings. So I cashed my angle in that game, but you know, and that ultimately comes down to the Marlins and their bullpen just being absolutely atrocious. They only have one lefty in this pen, and they've already used him tonight. So if you actually want an angle, maybe take a Dodgers minus 2.5 run line right now. I think they could pour it on against a really bad bullpen.
But they only got
Yeah,
lefty Rob in the bullpen. That's amazing.
Yeah,
it's incredible, and yeah, they only have one lefty. They already burned them, and I don't see how the Dodgers don't score at least 2 more runs in this game.
There you go. They're plus 130 in game right now. The other games starting late out west. We're kind of a Mets show. I don't know if you now that you understand that, and you know we have Vincenzo in the back. The Mets and the Diamondbacks are playing tonight. The Mets own the Diamondbacks in the head-to-head series. We had that on 5 on the line. Anything pop tonight for you in this game? Yesterday, we kind of gave out the Mets and that Alonso would homer. Things worked out very well. Not like a 4-for-4 like you just did in the Minnesota game, but any home run, anything in this game?
You know, I look at the Mets and I just see a team that I don't know how they're pitching so well, but they are. I kind of have to buy into it for the most part, but David Peterson, if you want to take a shot on kind of fading a Mets pitcher that has been, you know, pitching well, he would be one of the guys I would circle in this type of spot.
There you go. Rob, great job. As always, man. Rob Donaldson, check out all his work. UnderdogFantasy.com. Thanks, Rob.
New to social casinos? You're in for a treat. Most online casinos offer bonus cash or coins just for signing up. That's your own little participation trophy. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
Rearranging that roof. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of thoughts.
18.5 points live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Fans hate them. Like, kids go to Giant games and they're like, my father forces me to come, or my grandfather was a season ticket holder. Like, no one has fun. It's a miserable place to go.
The Giants' problem has always been over the last several years, and it's been the reason why Barkley never really got off, is the offensive line.
Sports Rage tonight, only on SportsGrid.
If you're going to trade Durant, right, it means things are getting weird anyway. Teams are going to, before they go for Durant, they're going to go for Devin Booker. That's just the reality of it.
You get rid of Durant, or do you do the crazy one? Because you're so far out of the West, do you get rid of Booker? Because D-Book will bring you far more in a return.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live. Game Day here on the grid. Scott and Dave, hour number 1. Again, thanks, Rob Donaldson. Check out all his work. UnderdogFantasy.com. Great baseball site. Everyone's stats and trends and everything else. So, a little NBA here, Dave. We got the first of 2 underway. This is part of our 3-team, how is this going to lose parlay? And it's in reverse of what happened in Game 1. Like Cleveland, money line, Celtics, money line tomorrow. OKC money line tomorrow. Wasn't quite even. It was about minus 125 still.
Wow.
But I would be shocked, right, if either one of those three teams, Cleveland's winning tonight 81-67, midway through the third quarter. I do like the over. I must think out of 150 points, basically. So you're asking for another 25 in this quarter and then just a 50-point fourth quarter. That's going to go over. So I do like the over 229.5. But I actually think Indiana's going to make a run here. Plus 13.5 wouldn't be a bad little play. But that said, how is that not going to cash, that ticket? Cleveland, Celtics, and then Thunder.
Sometimes the tickets would come out of the machine when I was writing the tickets, and you just felt it like it was a winner. That's a winner. I don't know how that's going to lose. I really don't. For them all to win, the dogs the opposite way there, it paid about 75-1. I don't think it's going to happen again. I don't think there's a chance in hell it's happening again. I don't even know if one of them. I don't think one of them win. I'll say it. No Garland, no Mobley, no Hunter, no problem for Cleveland so far. I mean, doesn't matter. That line steamed down to 5 before the game. It was 9.5 this morning, and went all the way down to 5.5. What'd you say the in-game number was right now? Hit refresh. I got 11.5. Okay, I got 11.5. 81-67. 5 minutes ago in the third. So you think the Pacers make a run here and get this thing close?
I do, because it's the NBA, one. And two, you said it, man, they're playing without a lot of guys. We knew Garland might not play, but supposedly he was going to play tonight. This is his 4th straight game. You might win the battle tonight, Cleveland, but you may end up losing the war. If this guy doesn't play the rest of the way, you lose 4 games, in the NBA postseason, that's about 3 weeks. You have a serious injury. So I wonder about that. And then you don't have DeAndre Hunter, one of their better players. He's not playing tonight. And then Mobley's not playing, which I don't know where that stuff came from. This was a pivotal game, right? You can't lose this game and expect to win this series. And these guys, 2 of their better players aren't playing. It's not the regular season where you guys take on. I mean, these got to be legitimate injuries, right? So
you would think so, especially at home. Right?
Yeah. So I think Indiana's going to make a little bit of a run. I mean, Donovan Mitchell has 29. What's he going to get? 40? Is he going to be able to carry them? Is Jared Allen at 18? Max thinking Strus has got 16. He's not going to get 26 or so. So where's the offense coming from in the fourth quarter for Cleveland? This has got hang around written all over it.
Okay.
Like Denver last night. Just hang around for 3 quarters. Don't get blown out.
Well, boy, did they ever.
Or so. Yeah.
That was incredible what Denver did. Yes, that was incredible what Denver did. People checked out. They watched the show. They were watching Gabe and Cam. And I was getting texts and tweets going, how did that just happen? I stopped watching when they were down 8, with 8 minutes to go. They were down 8 and 10, and then they just came back and missed free throws. All kinds of stuff went on. Who do you have winning the series tonight? Or who do you have winning the series with the one that's starting tonight? Is it Golden State or is it Minnesota?
Oh, no, I love the teacups. Line's down to 6, by the way, for tonight. I love Minnesota. I think Golden State's done. I think Minnesota's a good time. They're 22 and 5. I looked it up over the last 27 games. Minnesota. I mean, they're playing really very quietly.
Perfect time.
Yeah, they've gotten into the groove. It took them a little while for Randall and then DiVincenzo and all to make the mix and everything else, but I like them in this series.
12-4 straight up and 11-5 ATS in the last 16 games. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Now, if they win, do you make them? I don't know. I don't think it's a big disparity that they would be a huge dog against either team. I mean, obviously, I think they might be favored against Denver, but if they end up going against OKC, I know it's a 1 and a 6, but the odds will not reflect that at all. I mean, OKC will be under a 2-1 favorite. Small.
Right. Yeah, I would be rooting for OKC. You know, we had a bunch of guys on a podcast say how great, all these upsets were and everything else. And it's like, it is, for the fan, it's nice to have some upsets, but this is not like, Sister Jean upsetting, Duke in the NCAA tournament, right? Well, the upsets in the NBA are not good if you're a fan of the sport. Why? Because all it's doing is minimizing even more the regular season. And that's the last thing you want to do. You don't want to have teams that are just poo-pooing the regular season saying, what's the difference? We're going to turn it on in a postseason. So we need OKC. We need Boston. We need Cleveland to win these games.
No, we don't. No, we don't. I disagree. If you have an opinion, either way, tweet at us at Opposite Picks, at SportsBeat Cake and Sig. Tag SportsGrid in there. Wetzel's Black Cloud Play tonight's coming up in the next segment. We'll talk more about this then. But the NBA regular season is the least important regular season of all the four major sports. It really is. I mean, and nothing is going to change that. It's from the top down. The way it's, presented, the way it's allowed to be played, the way it's officiated, it's a different game. And I'm good with it. Like I like the NBA playoffs. I don't love it like I do to hockey or to baseball, but it's a much better product. You cannot recreate this over 82 games, no matter what.
Why not? You can if you want to. They did in the 80s and 90s and 70s and 60s and
everybody's memory's a little foggy. Those were great regular seasons.
Black Cloud coming up next.
New to social casinos? You're in for a treat. Most online casinos offer bonus cash or coins just for signing up. That's your own little participation trophy. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
Rearranging that roof. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of
18.5 point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. That's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Fans hate them. Like, kids go to Giant games and they're like, my father forces me to come, or my grandfather was a season ticket holder. Like, no one has fun. It's a miserable place to go.
The Giants' problem has always been over the last several years, and it's been the reason why Barkley never really got off, is the offensive line.
Sports Rage tonight, only on SportsGrid.
If you're going to trade Durant, right, it means things are getting weird anyway. Teams are going to, before they go for Durant, they're going to go for Devin Booker. That's just the reality of it.
You get rid of Durant, or do you do the crazy one? Because you're so far out of the West, you get rid of Booker, because D-Book will bring you far more in a return.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Day on the Grid. Final segment, hour number one. You know what time it is. Time for our Black Cloud Play of the Day. They should all be so easy as it was yesterday. In fact, a lot of them have been, to tell you the truth. That's why we're 29-15 14 games over 500. We hit with the under 4.5 strikeouts. Ryan Nelson, listen, you could have been Ricky Nelson, for goodness sakes. He got 2.
Whoa.
And it was the perfect storm. That's what happened. He had 65, 70 pitches. He used them up. He took it out of the game after 4 innings. And then, boom, there's no way he was going to get 5 strikeouts again, especially against the Mets, who are one of the better non-strikeout teams. But that was a bad line by the boys in Vegas. So you had to lay a little juice with that one. I understand that. But even if you took 3.5, you still won. So let's make it 2 in a row for this week. Our goal is at least 4-1 this week, Dave. So we're going to go off the beaten path here a little bit. Nothing too crazy, but not on a game. We're going to use the hockey game tonight, Vegas and Edmonton. We're going to use shots on goal, going back to what's made Milwaukee famous. Yes, good old shots on goal. Jack Eichel, 3 shots or more, in essence, over 2.5. Again, little juice, minus 174, but we're 29-15, so we can afford it. So Eichel, over 2.5 shots, 3 or more, in 8 of the last 12 games against Edmonton. He's had 3 shots or more in 5 of the 6 games when they met in the postseason, which is the key just 2 years ago. Last 4 games against Minnesota, the series in which Vegas won, he had 3 shots or more. Home games where this is, he's played 40 home games this year. 24 games, 16 no. 24 with 3 shots or more, only 16 without. He plays obviously better at home. So that's a lot of trends leading towards Eichel. It should be, I think a higher scoring series, and the over-under is 6.5. He's got to get plenty of ice time, obviously. Jack Eichel, 3 shots or more, minus 174. Our Black Cloud play.
I like it.
I don't think you can lose.
I like it. Well, I don't know. I mean, it could lose if he gets only 2, but I think this one might actually be done after 2 periods tonight. I think if we can get a power play and get a shot on goal during it and catch an even strength shot on goal each period, hopefully we get this done by before the 3rd period and there's no sweat. So I like it. This is good. Hit that one last night. That was smooth. Things are working, nice and smooth in general for the Black Cloud play of the night. This is good. Every night we do it at this segment. And next segment, we'll have Zeno on, which will be good. Yep. I'm going to ask him about a couple things about the baseball, and then, we'll have to ask him about the basketball game tonight. I don't know.
Okay.
You convinced me pretty good. What else?
Let me throw three props that stood out in this Edmonton-Vegas game.
Give them to me. Let's go.
Each team to get 6 shots on goal in each period.
Okay.
Plus 120.
6 shots on goal in each period. I don't like that one.
Each team.
There's gonna be one. Yeah, there's gonna be 1 period where they're gonna go under. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen.
6 shots. Can't get 6 stinking lousy shots.
We had 5 last time, and we got under 5. Remember?
Yeah.
There was a couple periods where the teams got 4 shots on goal. I think there will be a period today where they'll get under. What else?
All right. Vegas scores a goal in every period. Plus 165. Knowing that if you think Vegas is going to win, empty netter will take care of the 3rd. So you really only need the 1st and 2nd periods.
Worried about the 1st period because I kind of like the 1st period under. But I think if you'll get a goal in the 2nd and 3rd from the Knights. So that looks good. What else?
Edmonton scores a goal every period, plus 2-1.
Oh my. No. As a Knights guy, Vegas guy, no. They're not going to score a goal in every period. There's going to be 1 period where they get shut out. Probably the 1st. 1-0 Knights after 1.
All right. So you out of the 3, sounds like you like Vegas goal every period. Is
the
plus
middle
145 enough to make the bet though? Or plus 165 actually. That's not too bad.
Yeah, that's not bad. What's wrong with that?
Yeah. Well, I got 2 kids in college. I generally like to at least 3-1. Me. So if I make it 3-1 FanDuel.
I got 2 kids in college too.
By
the way, they
exactly.
need your truck. They need your truck this weekend. You got to drive down to Jersey. They need your truck. You got to move stuff out.
I've got it. Take the Long Island Railroad out to my house. It's all yours, girls. I'll full tank of gas and everything. Hour number 2 coming up.
New to social casinos? You're in for a treat. Most online casinos offer bonus cash or coins just for signing up. That's your own little participation trophy. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
Rearranging that roof. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of
15.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Fans hate them. Like, kids go to Giant games and they're like, my father forces me to come, or my grandfather was a season ticket holder. Like, no one has fun. It's a miserable place to go.
The Giants' problem has always been over the last several years, and it's been the reason why Barkley never really got off, is the offensive line.
Sports Rage tonight, only on SportsGrid.
If you're going to trade Durant, right, it means things are getting weird anyway. Teams are going to, before they go for Durant, they're going to go for Devin Booker. That's just the reality of it.
You get rid of Durant, or do you do the crazy one? Because you're so far out of the West, you get rid of Booker, because D-Book will bring you far more in a return.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live, Game Day here on the Grid. Hour number 2 of our 2-hour extravaganza. A little NHL, some NBA postseason stuff to get to, and obviously a number of baseball games, which include the Dodgers, who did tie up Miami 4-4 as they play in the 7th. Dodgers pick 'em against the Miami Marlins. Wow, how about that? So let's welcome our good buddy Mark Zitto. You see it here all the time. SportsGrid Radio SportsGrid Radio host. And SportsGrid TV as well. What's going on, Mark? How are you tonight?
Gentlemen, no better place I'd rather be than with the one and only Scott Wetzel and the immortal himself, Dave Sharapan.
It's great to see you. 1, 2, hair is high and tight, looking great as always. I mean, seriously. I got to ask you, though, right off the bat, the NBA playoffs up to this point, yesterday, absurd. All the Dogs win on the road. The Dog won before Indiana won. They're not going to win tonight. I don't think so. Take away from all of that and then look forward to tonight. A lot of people will make the thing like, oh, well, look at the Dogs. They're all winning. I'm going to take Golden State on the money line tonight. Wetzel and I both like Minnesota. Side total, anything tonight, and then reflect back on what you've seen so far in the NBA playoffs.
Golden State team total over 101.5. Felt like I had more outs here. Like, you have to look. There's no way Golden State is going to shoot as bad against Minnesota as they did against Houston. They shot 43% from the field for the entire series. That was only aided by Game 1 and Game 7, where they shot 47%, the 2 games they won and won handily, right? Every other game, they were around 41.5% from the field. They held them to 35% shooting from 3 for the entire series. Houston had the formula to beat Golden State defensively. What Houston didn't have was the offense to keep up, and that was part of the problem why they lost the series more than anything. But, I know Minnesota's defense, when you look at, efficiency ratings and things, is right up there with Houston, but it's a different series against this team. One, they're more offensive-minded, so that's going to generate more points in general because of Anthony Edwards and Julius Randle, Mike Conley, everybody else who could fill up the bucket. But 2, in the 4 regular season meetings they had, the Warriors were held under 46% shooting just once, and it was the very first meeting of the year where they held them to 39% shooting, 20% from 3, and the Warriors only scored 90 points. The other 3 meetings, they shot at least 47%. They scored at least 113 points in each game, and they won all 3 of them. So, as you said, I still think there's a world here, And even if you want to add in the fact that this is a spot here with Golden State where it's a letdown spot off an emotional game 7, short rest, going back out on the road, right? All those things are a factor. But even with that, Golden State doesn't have to be great offensively to get to 102. They can lose this game 113-105, and I'm still a winner, right? And Minnesota still covers.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
I felt like there was more outs in this spot here with that, and I just didn't think that Minnesota's defense was going to be able to slow down the Warriors the way Houston's did.
Yeah, that makes sense. You're right. It was 2-2, 3-1, depending what line you got in a regular season. But all the games had the 210 points except the one game, the first one, as you mentioned. So, how about Rudy Gobert? Double-double they're giving us, Mark, plus 145. Any interest in that or any other props?
I mean, anything inside against Golden State makes sense. I mean, Steven Adams had 17 points against them, for crying out loud, right? In one of the games in the series. Like, they just don't have an inside presence. So anything rebound related or anything that's inside like that, points and rebounds, in those markets, Scott, I think are worthwhile playing against this team.
Look ahead to tomorrow.
You know what the leading rebounder was in Game 7 for the Warriors? Steph Curry. Steph Curry was the leading rebounder in Game 7.
You could have given me 8 guesses and I wouldn't have guessed that. Wow.
Yes.
How many rebounds did he have, Zin?
He had 10. I think it was 10. I think he finished with a double-double.
Wow. Really?
You think about that. You think about that series, Mark. Going back to that for a second with Houston, and I thought Houston was going to win. Not only didn't they win, despite having home court advantage, you got to remember Golden State, in essence, won 2 games without Jimmy Butler. He got hurt early in Game 3. Yeah. They won that, and then he didn't play Game 4, and they won that. And that Game 4, I remember Steph had like 17 points. I can't believe Houston played that poorly in that series. I mean, that was gift wrap for them to win.
In Game 7, I was with you. I was on Houston in Game 7 because I didn't have any concerns about them slowing down Golden State's offense. The Golden State did not have a great offensive game. But comparatively speaking, next to the really poor offensive game that Houston had, Golden State looked like their offense was running efficiently. They weren't. They really weren't. This was a team that had 48 points at halftime. That was it. It was just the Rockets were so bad offensively. It led to so many more opportunities for Golden State. They were able to get out in transition. The Rockets really, after 3 straight games where they shot the lights out in games 4, 5, and 6, they fell apart in Game 7 at home. And they were wearing stupid uniforms. You guys know how I feel about teams that wear stupid uniforms.
Speaking of which,
a uniform, what marketing moron came up with that idea?
How about what OKC wore in Game 1? I have no idea what those were. That was bizarre. They got one of the coolest uniforms and the color schemes, and it was terrible.
I need to see a week in advance of a game, at least, or 48 hours at a minimum, what you're wearing. Because I will absolutely walk away from a bet if you're wearing a stupid uniform. I hate it in the NFL when I bet on a team. It's color rush night. Let's wear orange and purple. What are we doing? Stop.
Right. No.
Just wear a uniform.
Please. All that being said, Celtics lose to the Knicks at home in Game 1. OKC loses at home to Denver in Game 1. They're both 10.5 tomorrow. Do you like one, both, or neither to cover the spread tomorrow?
Okay, so I played Celtics team total over 111 in Game 1. I had 61 points at halftime, and I said, all I need is 50 points in the second half to push this thing.
Oh, boy.
I got overtime, and they still didn't get there.
Still didn't get it.
I got overtime, and they still didn't get there. That's how bad their second half was. Look, it took a historically bad performance from the Celtics. And you guys know this. I'm a Knicks fan. And I kept telling everybody leading into the series, I don't see a path for them. I just don't. I said, other than locking the Celtics in their team hotel or a bout of food poisoning or maybe some sort of framing for crimes they didn't commit, Boston's going to win this thing handily. What I didn't discount was Boston going out and missing 45 three-pointers, an NBA record for a postseason game. I mean, look, if they would have shot just 28% from three instead of 25%, they go over their team total, right? Like, it's that level of epically bad. that what Boston did. So it's what do you believe? Do you believe that Boston will fix it and get right, that they will never have this performance again? Because theoretically, you shouldn't have history made 2 games in a row. So they'll bounce back. They'll make their threes again. Look at the 4 regular season games against the Knicks. They made 47% from 3, 48%, 38%, 38%, and won all 4 games. I didn't even need them to make 38%. I just needed them to make 30, and I would have been there. And so,
yeah.
It's amazing.
Oh.
Cleveland long layoff, Celtics long layoff, OKC long layoff, and they all lost. I don't think that's a coincidence. By the way, Cavaliers only up 6. Only up 6 against the Pacers. 7.5 left. This might not be over. Mark, great job as always, man. Enjoy the rest of the week, and I'm sure we'll check in again soon.
Gentlemen, it was a pleasure. Thank you.
Thanks,
yeah,
Sid.
man. Mark Zeno, SportsGrid Radio, SportsGrid TV host here on the grid. All right, we'll check the scores when we come back. In-game live. Game times. In-game live. Game day.
Enter into the magical world of McLuck.com, where even the smallest of spins can win real cash prizes. Adventure into over 1,000 of the best Vegas-style slot games. So what are you waiting for? Unlock your free welcome offer today. Join the fun where winners play and players win.
2 guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results.
What? How do you do this once?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
Anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the games start so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip? Try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
All right, welcome back in Game Live. Game Day here on the grid. Scott and Dave, hour number 2. Things tightening up here. What else is new, right? Whether it's hockey or whether it's the NBA postseason, knock on wood. Hockey first. It is still 1-0. Washington leading Carolina, though, on the power play. We'll give you the numbers there. There we go. Washington is minus 390. Wow. With the way Carolina's playing, you would have grabbed them at plus 280. That's not the craziest bet in the world. Over-under is 2.5, but it's minus 305. Forget that. NBA, it's down to a 6-point lead. Once I think they hit 20, kind of like the Celtics the other night. 102-96, 6.5 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
The Cleveland Cadavers, 7.5-point favorites. Remember, we told you to grab them at plus with Indiana at plus 13.5. That's looking pretty good. And then the over/under is up to 232.5. So
they keep scoring. That totals as high as it's been yet. I've been watching that just continue to climb. So not out of the woods yet. Cleveland in a game they have to have. So we'll see.
All right, what would be bigger for you? Boston losing yesterday with a 20-point lead, and they were just atrocious, right? I mean, some of the numbers setting records for futility. Oh my goodness, it's just like as a Celtic fan, I can't even look at that without cringing. It's like, stop! It's not that you shot so poorly; it's that you shot 60 shots shooting so poorly. It's just mind-boggling. So, would that be worse, or Cleveland losing tonight again be worse?
Well, I mean, if Cleveland loses tonight, don't they lose the series? They can't go down 2-0 with losing both games at home. They probably lose the series. So it's a must-win for Cleveland tonight. But that, first of all, great job with the graphic boys, the cold 5. Boston's not going to do that again. They're not going to do that again. So that was fun. It was great. What would be worse? Boston losing game 2 would be absolutely worse than anything, because then we'd have to hear all the Knicks fans. Nobody wants that. Nobody needs that. That's enough. Like, they had their day. That's good. We did a well check on Foster. Other Celtics fans, we don't need any more of that. So go Celtics, make some shots. Did you take a peek, by the way, at Donovan Mitchell's points? Have you taken a peek at that yet?
He's got 40. He does have 40. It's going to take 50. It's got, for them to win this game, he's got 40, and they're still only up 6. So it is going to take 50 for them to win.
Well, I mean, can you give the guy a break? I mean, he's in a must-win game at home, and he's put up 40. So you like to sometimes give. I know, but you give this guy the business all the time. Like, you got to give him his recognition if he gets this done.
If he doesn't,
what?
I don't want to hear it, because it
wasn't his fault.
Well, if he goes scoreless in the final 6 minutes, it is. I don't care if he's got 150 points. This is the old LeBron James factor. Disappear in the fourth quarter, take my 30 points when no one's trying. I just as soon have him score 10 points. But if he scores 6-8 points late, that's what I want out of Donovan Mitchell.
His points prop right now is 45.5. Do you want over or under that?
They scored 6 points in the fourth quarter. I'm going under. I'm going under.
All right. So you're going under 45.5. Okay. Well, the book moved it to 46 on your play. So just so you know, that's what they think of your play. They moved it to 46. You went under 45.5. They said that Wetzel guy. No,
they don't know Donovan Mitchell like.
Let him bet it again.
Donovan Mitchell like.
Let him bet it again. They said.
Let him bet it again. 6 points in 6 minutes. Cleveland. This would be a bigger collapse than the Celtics. Oh my God, if they lose
this would be
this.
bad. Yeah, this would be bad. I mean, we were talking yesterday about the biggest sports losses, and a lot of guys from Cleveland were talking about the drive, the fumble. How about the collapse, or the night that Donovan Mitchell scored 46 points and they lost at home? Oh, I don't know.
What would the series line be if they lose?
Oh, you'd have to completely flip it and make Indiana. Oh, without a doubt, you make Indiana the same number that Cleveland went off tonight. Was what minus 250? Cleveland, I think, was by the time the game tipped. I think it was Cleveland minus 250 to down to 220, somewhere wherever you shopped. You immediately flip that the other way and go Indiana minus 220. Immediately. I mean, they have home court. They won both road games. So now they're only going to win 2 out of the next 5, and they have 3 of them at home. So, yeah, they immediately become the favorite. I don't know how big of a favorite, because I don't even know if they're going to be favored in game 3. The way these numbers are coming out, Cleveland will
Right.
probably be a short favorite, 1.5, 2, 2.5, depending on how their guys are. I mean, they closed 5.5 tonight without 3 of the guys. So if they're coming back, then Cleveland will be favored in game 3, despite being, Indiana being minus 220 or 240 to win the series. It's weird. There's a lot of stuff going on right now with the basketball. It's all over the place. Caps are up 1-0 still. 12 minutes to go in the game. 2.5 is the total. 2.5.
What reason? Wow. What reason
2.5,
did they give Cleveland for guys not playing tonight? DeAndre Hunter thumb, hard
Wrist.
fall.
Yeah, wrist. Right.
Mobley
Wrist.
ankle.
Ankle. Yeah.
Garland toe. Toe injuries don't heal. Sounds goofy. You're not running with a toe injury. He's not playing this year.
You ever do that did you ever break a toe? Have you ever broken a toe in your life?
No. But not, thank goodness.
Absolutely terrible. I broke my pinky toe once. Yeah. Could barely walk. Barely walk. It was terrible. Pinky toe. That's it. Yeah. Hurt.
Wow.
Pain.
By the way, how about the Celtic line? We can talk more on the other side. Being only minus 370 against the Knicks.
You're gonna go lay. You're gonna go lay more, aren't you? You're gonna go get more. Go to the bank.
No,
You're gonna go to the bank.
I got enough.
How long?
I'm done.
Cost average it down. Your cost average your price down.
No, cost average it. It's called loss. That's called red. No, I got enough. No, thank you. Thank you.
You don't think that there's something to the fact that they blow all these leads against the Edmonton Oilers? It's like the Oilers can be down 4 goals and they come back like it's nothing.
We got a series now. I think this thing is going to reset, Scott. I think home ice advantage is going to hold true in this series. I think I told you that last week. I'm expecting this. I picked the Kings in 7 before the series started, and it's like plus 700.
Pharrell Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid.
It's so crazy that you get both ends of that spectrum and the narrative trying to be correct in doing so and to make a statement for engagement. You're wrong, you've been wrong, and deal with the reality of the situation.
All of the people that analyze the draft mocked one in the first round, and even could he go to the Giants at number 3 or trade up back in that round. They got Gart, they didn't get Sanders, and the fall was on at that point.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
We're going to get a bunch of upsets. We're going to get a lot of craziness. Didn't happen as well. I mean, over the last calendar year, Sam, I don't ever recall 6 or 8 months of time in sports where the books lost, but here we are.
They estimate FanDuel and DraftKings lost $185 million combined for March Madness. So estimating not just that they didn't have a profitable March Madness, but it was a huge loss for them as well.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune in to Game Time Decisions weekdays on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live. Game Day here on the grid. Scott and Dave, hour number 2. Little NHL playoff hockey, NBA.
There it is.
I haven't heard that horn too often tonight, but we do have another goal. Only the second one on the evening. Been pretty quiet. What do we got, Dave?
Carolina goal, bad giveaway by the Capitals in the corner. Puck squirted out, and it was a great pass, great shot in the slot, and over Logan Thompson's glove side. who's left-handed. So they went over in the same spot where you keep telling all these guys to shoot. But that was Logan Thompson's glove hand. Couldn't get the glove up in time. And, well, we have a tie game. That 2.5 total is going over that number. It may go to overtime. We had some unbelievable hockey overtime games earlier this weekend, game sevens. There's 10 minutes left now, about 9 minutes left. It's 1-1. Will this game go to overtime? Yes or no, Scott Wetzel?
I'm going to say no. I'm going to say, and that over 3.5 plus 185 they're giving you might not be the craziest thing to take a couple shekels. In fact, let's just see out of blanks and giggles, are they giving us 5.5 or 4.5? Adjusted line. We got adjusted lines here, boys. There we go. Total goals over 4.5 at plus 4-1.
Wow.
Get one goal, take
You
a
like
2-1
that?
lead. Well, someone scores. They go up 2-1 with about 6 minutes left, 5 minutes left. And then they get the empty netter with 3 minutes left. And now they're up 3-1. And you get another empty netter. 4-1. Boom. 5 goals. Cash your 4-1 ticket.
I think you're dreaming. I wake up, Scott. It's
Happened.
time for school. Wake up. Let's go. It's time for school. Let's go. Hit the
Telling you.
alarm. Stop hitting the snooze button. Wake them up,
You got
Vinny.
about 3
There's
minutes.
no way
We got
that's going
3
over.
minutes to score a second goal. We need in the next 3 minutes, it's about to the 5 minute mark. We need someone to be leading 2-1. If I get one goal in 3 minutes, that over 4.5 is going to cash.
Okay.
So we'll see.
Hopefully you convince someone else out there because you didn't convince me. I'm not buying that at all. Not at all. 112-106 Cavs over the Pacers. 2.5 minutes to go. That number is going to come down right to the end, huh? That's going to come right down to the end. The 7.5 close. The 5.5 wise guy move. Wow. Donovan Mitchell just got the alert from our esteemed producer, Matty G. 44 points, Scott Wetzel. 44.
It's not 45. It's not 45.
Yet. Not yet. But he's going to
Not
get
yet.
there. He's going to get there. He is. He's going to do it.
I need him. I need Cleveland to win. That can't lose 3-team parlay is in peril. This was the one game though, right? What was your pecking order? If I told you Indiana, Knicks, or Denver would win game 2, the one I gave the best chance was Indiana tonight, then Denver, and then the Knicks for me. What would have been your pecking order?
I would start at the bottom. Least worried about the Celtics. The next one I would have been least worried about is the Thunder. And then the next one, the one with the most concern, would have been the Cavs, but not really. I mean, again, we talked about it. Moneyline parlay still minus 120. I can't believe that. You put those all three together, though, and it wins. Wasn't much movement in the championship overall. OKC still under 2-1. Celtics next choice at a little over 2-1. And then Cleveland, the only other single digits. Any value at the bottom half of that board on anybody for you?
Minnesota, maybe 11-1.
Maybe. Yeah.
That would have been. That's the one. Not impressed with what we've seen at OKC, right? I mean, listen, they ran roughshod over Memphis, but you can't be impressed with what happened last night with them. So I would say Minnesota. That 22-5 mark, playing really good. I do think they get by Golden State. I think either way with OKC and Denver, that looks like that's going to be a tough series for OKC. But let's just say they survive. I'm thinking that's going to go 6 or 7. Maybe it's just Minnesota's time. They've been in the postseason so long, so many times without really having any kind of success. Go back to the Kevin Garnett days, right? It just hasn't happened for Minnesota basketball-wise. So,
you know what has happened? Mitchell got 45 points. No, Mitchell got 45 points right now. Sitting on 45.
Clearly a ball hog. I mean, listen, you just want to keep on shooting.
There's only 138 left.
Pass the ball. Share the ball. Team basketball. There is no I in team.
New to social casinos? You're in for a treat. Most online casinos offer bonus cash or coins just for signing up. That's your own little participation trophy. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that ring. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of
18.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Fans hate them. Like, kids go to Giant games and they're like, my father forces me to come, or my grandfather was a season ticket holder. Like, no one has fun. It's a miserable place to go.
The Giants' problem has always been over the last several years, and it's been the reason why Barkley never really got off, is the offensive line.
Sports Rage tonight, only on SportsGrid.
If you're going to trade Durant, right, it means things are getting weird anyway. Teams are going to, before they go for Durant, they're going to go for Devin Booker. That's just the reality of it.
You get rid of Durant, or do you do the crazy one? Because you're so far out of the West, do you get rid of Booker? Because D-Book will bring you far more in a return.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live. Game Day here on the grid. Scott and Dave checking out all the action. Still 1-1. Third period. I got another minute and a half for my 5-minute mark to strike not gold, but strike black cloudness. Cadavers up 7 now. They just hit a 3 with a minute and change left to go up 117-110. So again, right on that closing number, and the over/under, looks pretty good, but you never know. But that closed at 229.5 or so in that area. We got 227 points. So I'm guessing we're going to get 4, 5, 6 more points before everything is said and done. But there's a deuce by Indiana, 117-112. So that's going to go over. Dodgers in a bit of a fight, 4-4 with the Marlins. Yep. We didn't do too much baseball tonight, but that's okay. We had all this postseason stuff. 4-4. But Dodgers maybe actually lose that game. How about what would that parlay have paid? Miami and the White Sox, who are actually leading the Royals 2-1, top of the 8th inning. That would have been.
Yeah.
Nice
Let's see. So we had the Marlins close at around, say, plus 210. And we have the White Sox. What were they, about plus the same?
Yeah, about that. I think so.
Plus the same. Yeah. Yeah. So 10-1. I think the little $2 comes about 2-teamer, 10-1, something like that. 8-1, somewhere in that neighborhood. I can't remember doing it in my head. But yeah, that would have been good. It's not there yet. Everybody relax.
Yeah, right.
Verlander leads the Cubs. What?
On Skeens.
What under?
His strikeout total was 6.5. I was going to give it out to the boys on the podcast. I really was. But it was minus 160 because it's minus 160.
On the under?
Yeah. I don't want to do
under
that because I only keep track of my
under
record.
6.5?
6.5.
Oh, boy. I think I would have played that. Listen, don't be afraid to lay 160 in those situations. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a fat number, though.
It is, but you got the best of it. You got the best of it.
Pitched well.
Donovan Mitchell, just real quick, 46 points, 9 assists, 4 steals, and 5 rebounds. Pretty good. Pretty good night for him. They're going to get this done. Cleveland's back. Come on. Hold on. 117 to 112.
Sign, though.
What?
Not a good sign. Desperation, absolute must win, and they got pushed by this Pacer team. So
3 of their guys are out.
Step up.
You're not-
118,
man.
112 over hits.
Man, oh, man. Jeez,
Now
you're
can
really
the,
not. You don't like these Cavs, huh? You don't like these Cavs at all.
I should, because it's not LeBron. So it would be like nice to have them win without LeBron. Oh, that would be great. That really would. Like, see you later, LeBron. They could officially be done with them. Just like we got our championship without you, even. How about that? So.
Oh, it's not personal. Why are you always making these things personal? Don't make it personal. It's not. It's not personal. The Rangers are up 6-1 against the Red Sox, top of the 8th. That game so far is staying under the total. The Phillies leading the Rays 7-3, top of the 9th, getting it done with Wheeler on the mound. No surprise there. The Braves and the Reds are tied 0-0, top of the 8th. Let's see. The Reds are minus 320. They have a runner on.
Whoa.
Minus 320. Look at that.
Even if it's FanDuel's got a runner on second base with one.
Oh, they just scored. They just scored. Yeah, they just scored. I mean, goodness gracious. They just
that's
scored.
not allowed. That's
that
not
was way ahead.
Yeah, you shouldn't be able to do that. Ooh, Marlins didn't score at the bottom of the 8th with a runner on third. How about that?
Yeah, the Dodgers are
4-4,
gonna
top 9.
Dodgers will win. That's right. That's what's going to happen. They
You know what's a
withstood
good
this.
play today?
What?
You know what was a good play today? And I don't like do this too often. I really don't. Really? Oh, I will.
Yeah.
Okay. Cleveland. They lost game 1. They blew the game. Crazy game back and forth. They weren't going to lose a doubleheader to Washington. When I looked at them, they were already up like 3 runs, so the number was crazy. But they ended up beating the Nationals in the second game 9-1. They weren't losing 2 to Washington. They just weren't. So
it's an old school thing, right? Opposite. You know, it's an opposite pick. to no pun intended to your Twitter handle, but whatever happens in the first game of a doubleheader, you bet the opposite in the second, and usually you get to the window. 10 runs for the Yankees in the bottom of the 7th. They lead the Padres now 12-3. So the Padres, nice winning streak, second longest winning, tied the longest winning streak of the season. They started the season off with 7. They got 7 after winning that rain game last night with Matty G and his girlfriend at the game in the rain delays, fighting it out, sticking through the whole thing. Yankees just unloaded now. 10 runs in 1 inning. What's the most runs a team ever got in an inning at a game you were at in the majors? Do you remember?
Ooh, good question.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I remember an 8-run inning. I remember an 8-run inning. Because we were with the kids and we were like roasting, and I had to keep taking them out and getting the shade. I'm like, this is ridiculous. This is what they can't get out of this inning. So, and we ended up having to leave the game early. We were in Dodger Stadium and we were melting. It was July. It was 8 million degrees. We were sitting I felt like right next to the sun, and they put up an 8 spot on I don't know if it was Colorado. I forget who it was against, but man, it just lasted forever. And we couldn't leave because it was the kids got to run the bases that night, or after the game, after the day game.
Right.
So run the bases at Dodger Stadium. I was more excited than the kids were. They're like, "What's the big deal?" Like they thought it was nothing. They've ran the bases at PNC Park, they ran the bases at Dodger Stadium, and they've run the bases at Petco Park. So, and I wanted to go do it. I was like, "Can I do it?" They're like, "No, sir. It's kids 12 and under." I said, "Come on, let me do it. I just want to do it. I want it on the field."
I got left back 25 years. I'm still a kid.
Yeah, come on. No, they wouldn't let me do it. They would not let me do it. I was annoyed.
That's funny. Poll question: best bet for tonight of the selections that we posted below. Golden State plus 6.5, Minnesota laying 6.5, Vegas minus 135, and then and then you name the bet. So Vegas has jumped out in front, minus 135 at 43%, 42.9, 43% of the
That's
vote.
right. That's right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the favorite. That should be. I don't know if anybody's really ready to play Minnesota and lay the points. It's after what they saw, and I don't know. I think you get the hesitation as we get closer to the game about Golden State. It really seems like they're a public dog tonight. So I'm good with it. let's go Knights. Go Knights, go is the cheer in the arena. I think this will be good. This is one of those weeks where I'll probably go to practice tomorrow and watch the Knights. That's a lot of fun when a lot of crowds build here for the practices. So you get a little buzz in the practice rink, and it's like 10 minutes from my house. So I always try to go once a week during the playoffs to go watch practice. A lot of fun for me. I still love watching hockey practice. I love watching baseball practice. Football practice, not so much. And basketball practice, I could probably do without. Is there any practices you like watching from your time covering teams and games and stuff?
Used to go at the Jets practices all the time. That's pretty cool.
Really?
See a different side.
Okay.
Yeah, because they'd come over to the sidelines and talk to the fans, and you see a different side of them, and you see them without their helmets on, and you actually see that they're actually a real human being underneath all that equipment and everything. So that was okay. Batting practice is still like the best. Covering games, not going to, unfortunately, I had the ability to cover games and stuff, and you go out in the field with these guys. I think with the Stankies, now I'm dating myself, this is like 25 years ago, the old timers day. They used to bring in the Yankees old timers versus everyone else old timers. That was pretty cool too, I must say. But Adam Kaufman coming up next here on the Grid.
New to social casinos? You're in for a treat. Most online casinos offer bonus cash or coins just for signing up. That's your own little participation trophy. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
Rearranging that roof. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of
15.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Fans hate them. Like, kids go to Giant games and they're like, my father forces me to come, or my grandfather was a season ticket holder. Like, no one has fun. It's a miserable place to go.
The Giants' problem has always been over the last several years, and it's been the reason why Barkley never really got off, is the offensive line.
Sports Rage tonight, only on SportsGrid.
If you're going to trade Durant, right, it means things are getting weird anyway. Teams are going to, before they go for Durant, they're going to go for Devin Booker. That's just the reality of it.
You get rid of Durant, or do you do the crazy one? Because you're so far out of the West, do you get rid of Booker? Because D-Book will bring you far more in a return.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live, Game Day on the Grid. The Cadavers are not letting Indiana go without a fight. Your boy Donovan Mitchell just turned the ball over as he clocked someone in the face with a elbow. So down 35 seconds left. It's Indiana basketball. So we'll keep an eye on that. Let's get some NBA thoughts from our good buddy Adam Kaufman, SportsGrid Radio, SportsGrid TV host you see in here all the time here on the Grid. What's going on, Adam? Did you have a dog in the fight, Indiana and Cleveland tonight?
Yeah, I mean, look, I didn't bet it because I sort of hemmed and hawed internally with really believing, all right, I mean, Cleveland, it has that, not a literal must win, but it has a must win because how can you possibly back-to-back games at home to open the second round series, having to go back to Indiana with your season on the line at that point in time. So in my head, it was like, man, how did the Cavaliers lose? But then, of course, you can't ignore the injury report. You know, there's no Evan Mobley. There's no DeAndre Hunter. There's no Darius Garland in this game. You're talking about three important pieces of that Cleveland rotation, which obviously dropped the spread considerably pregame. And so, you know, the Pacers, as much as it was like narrative street, Cavs are going to win, and then the smart betting things seem like at the very least take the Pacers with the points. And we may split the difference here. You know, we may, in fact, thread that needle with a Cavaliers money line win if you put them in some sort of a parlay, because obviously not a lot of value in taking them just straight with the money line at minus 250 or 225, whatever it's settled at, and the Pacers to cover the tight spread. But right now we got a 2-point game with about 12 seconds left. You knew if Cleveland was going to win this game, it was going to have to be the Donovan Mitchell show. And sure enough, despite seeing his points prop climb from, 27.5 to 29.5 to I think it closed at 32.5 after everybody got ruled out. Cash board, it doesn't matter. Dude's sitting on 48 right now. Hell, he's made 17 free throws. He's been incredible.
He has been incredible, much to the chagrin of Scott Wetzel, who's not really a big Donovan Mitchell fan. And they're holding on desperately here. Oh, my goodness. Did that just happen? Did that just happen?
Did we just get a game-winning 3 out of Indiana?
Yes.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness.
Man.
Who hit it? I gotta look at the.
Oh my gosh.
Tyrese Halliburton. Of course it was Halliburton. Halliburton with a right at the buzzer. And I just got to see how far away the shot was. Trying to keep up on my feed so just beyond the 3-point line, 24 feet. But wow. I mean, it had been a quiet Halliburton night for the most part, certainly offensively. He only finished with 19. He shot 7 of 11. He was efficient. He was just more deferential because so many of the Indiana role players were doing their part in this one. You got 23 out of Aaron Nesmith. You get 23 out of Miles Turner. You get 13 out of Aaron Nemhard, who had some big shots in this one. 19 off the bench out of Bennett Mathurin. Massive win, Indiana. It's an even bigger win. I mean, obviously, you take game one, it feels like a tone-setting win. To take this game and go up 2-0 and then going back home to Indiana. I mean, guys, we may have just seen the end of Cleveland's season. I'm not saying it's not as though the Cavs are incapable of winning 4 out of 5, but with all those injuries that we already mentioned, incredible. What a spot for the Pacers to be in.
Incredible. So that's a big upset, right? Indiana does it. There were a couple big upsets last night, and one of them was against your team, right? That's one against your team yesterday. I was going to send you a text this morning and do a well check, but I knew you were fine. I saw you tweeting this morning, so I was like, "Oh,
you. You put the bad juju into the universe, making me talk about Aaron freaking Boone last night. That was on you as soon as the Celtics blew that game."
That's fine. There was a 20-point lead. My goodness, you put that on me. 20-point lead. They couldn't close the Knicks. There's no chance in hell they lose tomorrow, though, right? There's no chance in hell.
No, because, I mean, Kristaps Porzingis, who obviously left that game at halftime with the illness, is probable to play, so he's expected to be out there. Sam Hauser got banged up, and he's doubtful. But again, you're talking about, he's a rotational player, but you're talking about back end of the rotation, obviously. The most important players are available for the Celtics. And I know this has been the discourse throughout the day, and I was getting lit up by Knicks fans last night on Twitter, going back and forth with some of them about this. But look, it's lazy analysis, but at a certain point, it is a make or miss league. And the Celtics shot 25% from 3-point range on open or wide open, what are classified as open or wide open looks. And that is just not going to happen again in this series. It's not. Meanwhile, the Knicks shot better than 50%. I'm not saying that, water's going to find its level, guys. And it doesn't mean the Celtics are going to go out and you're like, yeah, you absolutely have to take them covering the number. They're going to blow doors. It's going to be embarrassing. It's going to be all the things that I was sitting here talking about last night when I thought the Celtics were going to do what they should have done when they were up 20 points in that game. But they don't lose the series. I don't even think they lose another game. It's possible it goes to 6, obviously. I'm not going to say New York is dead. How could you after what we saw last night? But you're not going to see another Celtics shooting performance that bad in this series. You just won't.
Yeah, I hope you're right, but I think Cleveland fans were probably saying the same thing 3 hours ago.
Yeah, that's a lot of injuries. That's a lot of injuries that Cavaliers team had going into this game, and they should have won. You know, they were obviously up the majority of this game, but you know, so I'm not faulting them for giving up the lead. But again, you're talking about three of your top 7 players being unavailable in this game for Cleveland. That means something. Boston's not in that position. There's no built-in injury excuse for the Boston Celtics. Cavaliers, you know, not that I like doing that this time of year, but at least they have that. The Celtics have no excuse. You go out, you win that game, you split it going back to the other Garden.
Go out west. You got 30 seconds. Thunder cover tomorrow?
I mean, they win. They definitely win. Like if I'm thinking money line parlays, I don't think I'm ready to take them to cover. I thought they were going to cover last night, and they were another team that was up double figures and saw it evaporate as they kind of coached their way out of that game with all the fouling late. But interesting second we got right now.
Adam, great job, man. We'll do it again tomorrow.
New to social casinos? You're in for a treat. Most online casinos offer bonus cash or coins just for signing up. That's your own little participation trophy. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that roof. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of
18.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Fans hate them. Like, kids go to Giant games and they're like, my father forces me to come, or my grandfather was a season ticket holder. Like, no one has fun. It's a miserable place to go.
The Giants' problem has always been over the last several years, and it's been the reason why Barkley never really got off, is the offensive line.
Sports Rage tonight, only on SportsGrid.
If you're going to trade Durant, right, it means things are getting weird anyway. Teams are going to, before they go for Durant, they're going to go for Devin Booker. That's just the reality of it.
You get rid of Durant, or do you do the crazy one? Because you're so far out of the West, do you get rid of Booker? Because D-Book will bring you far more in a return.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live, Game Day here on the Grid. Thanks again, Adam Coffin, for joining us as he's kind of filling in, I guess, for Cam, who's doing some things. And Adam will join us every day this week at that same bat time that Cam usually does. You know, there's just, certain guys are just losers. They just are. You know, it's kind of the antithesis of us giving gambling picks. Some guys just, no matter how well they look, no matter how sharp they play, They're just they're losers. They find ways to lose. You can't put American money on Cleveland and Donovan Mitchell. He's just a loser. I got nothing against the dude, but he's a loser. He goes for 48 tonight, 15 of 30, albeit 1 of 7 from 3. But still, goes to the free throw line, 17 of 21. A fifth grader from Topeka High can get 17 free throws. But whatever. He goes for 48, right? So what's the problem, Scott? It's the NBA. It doesn't matter what happens in the first 3 quarters. It doesn't matter what happens in the first 3.5 quarters, right? What did I tell you? What happens is the final 5 minutes of the game. Pacers trailing, Cleveland with the basketball, up, 6? With the ball, just inbound the stinking ball. They're going to have to foul you, and you're going to win the game. What does Donovan Mitchell do? He decides he's going to throw a forearm in the face of some poor sap on Indiana. Penalty against Cleveland. They turn the ball over. Pacers get a shot. Now they're down 4. Now they can't inbound the basketball because Donovan Mitchell can't get open, God forbid. Pacers ball. They get another bucket. Now they're only down 2. Donovan Mitchell tries to make a block. He fouls an Indiana Pacers player and giving them a shot at the free throw. They make 1 of 2 free throws. They get the rebound. Mitchell doesn't get the rebound. Halliburton hits a 3 at the buzzer, and they win 121-19. Why? Because Donovan Mitchell fouls a guy he shouldn't have, can't get open on an inbounds play, and decides to foul another guy who's driving to the bucket. Up 3. You're up 3, and he's driving to the bucket with 10 seconds left. Let him go.
Yeah.
He fouls. He's a loser.
I don't know. I'm out of words. I don't want to go that harsh, but man, that's a tough loss. That's one. They play so good all season to get to secure the 1 seed, get the games at home, and lose them both to the Pacers, and lose the way they just lost. That's a crusher. I don't think they recover. I mean, obviously, they could go back home, tie 2-2, best case scenario. It's going to be a tough ask at this point. Those guys have to come back. You can't be down 3 guys going into game 3. All hands on deck. Donovan did what he could tonight. Wasn't enough. I mean, 48 points, not enough. The prop at least went over. Man, my phone's blowing up. I mean, the Pacer people are so excited. Like, they are so excited. Carolina Hurricanes are going to start the period on a power play, overtime. It's 1-1. And the Knights, scored. By the way, hit it, Vinny, on the way out. We need the goal horn. Knights 1, Edmonton 0. Power play goal. Yeah. Nice. Power play goal. Yeah. So
we might get
and it was a double minor. So William Karlsson with the first, So with the first goal of the game, if you had do you ever bet the first goal of the game, player wise? That was a pretty popular market when we got to the playoffs. No. Okay.
Yeah,
maybe it was just local. That's a goofy bet. You don't make goofy bets?
I do, but that's like first goal of the game. It's hard enough picking a guy to score. Now he's got to be the first guy to score. That's a little goofy. Yeah.
The odds are not high enough. I can tell you that right now. The odds are not what they should be. They're all lower than what they should be.
Thompson, by the way, 30 saves. That over 26.5. I'll be curious to see what that number is. Now, this is the 5th game that these two teams have played that Carolina's had 30 shots on goal or more. So,
and that was a regulation bet. You needed that. You needed that at 30.
It was regulation. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. I mean, I cashed it. Let me see. I'm pretty sure. That they make it like, God forbid, you should have that extra overtime. But yeah, regulation.
31 shots to 14. Carolina leads Washington. Who wins that hockey game? Who's winning that hockey game right now? I see Washington. Okay, good.
I see Carolina.
We got a show bet on it. Winner Royals, tomorrow has to play the other one.
Bottom of the ninth. Okay, there you go.
All right. Yeah. Who's a genius?
We
both
the producers to do the red flag, green flag flashing. Genius. More coming up. Coming up next for Game anyway.